Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to OTD 780, the last in your series of evidence-based practice. I'm really excited to be your instructor for this course. These are things that I'm personally really invested in and believe in. So I wanted to just talk a little bit about just generally what to expect for the course, the layout, other places that you can find either the same information that I'm going to be talking through or supportive information, etc. So in this course, you're going to kind of have two main things that you're doing. You are going to be finalizing the scoping review that you've been working on. And really the finalizing is the step in which we're going to be going through the motions of getting it ready for peer review as if you were constructing a manuscript to submit to a journal. The other big project and component of this course is what's called the Knowledge Translation Project. I abbreviate it as the KT project in the course. And this is essentially a translation of science project. This is where you take a problem or a question or a gap that you've seen and you put together essentially a way to present that information and let the audience know what is important about that, why they should care, and what maybe the answer is to a question that you've identified, etc. And so that final product will be a short little 15-minute presentation. Short presentations can sometimes be the hardest because you have to pack in a lot. But yeah, so it's going to be concise. You're going to be targeted and know what your objective is and deliver that. And I'm really excited to see all the different topics and things that you guys look into. So this breaks down into a few different assignments that kind of build on themselves to leave us with these two kind of products for this course. So the first thing you're going to have is your final draft of your scoping review. It's going to be due pretty quickly here on February 5th because you are going to be submitting it for peer review from your peers. Now, something I also want to flag for you guys, and I'll talk to more specifically on the day that we're doing the peer reviews, is this is going to be peer review again for something like submission to a journal, or if you're reviewing like an abstract for a conference, like scientific review. It's a little bit different from something you may have done in terms of feedback to peers in other courses and things. And I have guidelines and things that we'll talk about and really a process and how you go about that. So you'll submit, so you really are going to want everything finalized. And then on February 14th is when you will actually submit your scoping review, though, for its final like grading from me. But at that point, that's where you've integrated feedback from your peers, integrated feedback from me, and also really made sure that you have followed the author guidelines. So that's something I want to flag for you, and I'll speak to more in the next video for day 2. We are going to be submitting to the American Journal of Occupational Therapy following their guidelines. Okay, so the Knowledge Translation Project, there's kind of 3 components. The first one will be just identifying your problem, your gap, your question, your thing you want to look into. And so that will be due February 11th as a pass, no pass thing. And then there is really a structure that you'll go through to kind of flesh this out and prepare for your presentation. And we'll call it the Knowledge Translation Plan. And so that plan, and there's literally like a document that you're going to be filling in information into over the weeks. And so that final plan will be due February 17th. So you can see these are all kind of building on themselves. And I have included also a document that lists all the due dates for these things in a series, so you can see how this works out over the weeks. The last component of your knowledge translation is the presentation. So it'll be a 15-minute presentation. You will be in your pairs that we have identified Also with your capstone process, you're going to be paired up with folks that are doing kind of a similar type of work to you. And then you'll also be required to attend 3 of your peers' presentations as well, but you can select and choose which ones those are. So and these presentations will fall over both February 20th and February 21st over Zoom. So you could attend on the same day you present, you could split it up, whatever you want to do. Other things I want to talk about, the flow of the course will be similar to Jen's. We talked about how we want to do that just for cohesiveness for your experience this semester. So I'm going to also use a flipped classroom model. There's no lectures in this course, but I will have those regular open office hour drop-in times on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. And so I'm also going to be kind of putting together key takeaways from those open office hours and creating videos to summarize anything that came out of those for folks that weren't present. So as you go through the course, you may see new videos pop up, and that's what that is. It's going to be me just kind of jumping on more ad lib as the course progresses, wanting to just translate to you some of the topics or questions or content that came up in the prior open office hours, just in case that is a better means of gathering information for you. So you can expect that. You will also see that for each day, I have one of these videos where I'm going through, talking through just kind of your key things for the day and what you want to be working on. There's also a general course questions forum. Please direct any questions that you have, things that aren't making sense with this course. I totally welcome feedback or flags about, honestly, even if a due date is different on one sheet than another, that'd be a great place to post that in the general course questions forum, because likely your peers will have the same question and we can make sure, and I can show that I have been addressing it. I'd probably send a blast out through an announcement as well. But yeah, so let's use that course forum just so that everyone can benefit from the questions you might ask. And so lastly, I'm going to leave you with today. Today is your chance to familiarize with the course and just get ready and mapped out and prepared and due dates down. But I would also take today to pull up that scoping review, get it ready, get it fresh, because tomorrow you'll hit the ground running and really finalizing that. And so if you'd like to, and if you feel like you have a good grasp on this course, you could kind of jump ahead to day 2 and start thinking through some of the content for that day as well. That wouldn't be a terrible thing, because we have just these next few days here to wrap up those scoping reviews. And that very much mirrors the process that you'll go through in developing manuscripts, right? You write the content, you pretty much have it fleshed out, but then at the end, there's a lot of just little details that we need to get in there to make sure you're in alignment with the journal's expectations, etc. So I will stop with that, and I'm going to give more details in my next video for day 2 about all things scoping review. All right, thanks, bye.